Hi. Hello. Welcome to your second in the series of original Pilates Repertoire mat workouts. This is your progressive level, so once you feel like you've got the hang of the beginner one, or you want more of a challenge, or you just want to see what's your next option, this is where we go to. It's got the same 34 exercises as before, but just slightly modified to be harder. You may want to do your own warm-up before we fire away and get into this one, because there's not much of a warm-up. It just kind of gets straight into it. So if you want to lay down and do maybe some twisting, some rolling, a couple of hip bridges, a couple of chest lifts or crunches, to get your body prepared, feel free to press pause and join me back here. When you're ready to go, we will lay on our mats. So exercise 1 is called the 100. Last week we had our feet down. This time we're going to go knees and tabletop. Straight above hips, or as best you can when you can't see your own reflection. Arms are going to reach forward past our hips. We take a breath in, breathe out, curl up. This is the position we hold. We're going to breathe in as we beat our arms for 5, and out, and in, and out, and 3, and out, 4, and out, 5. So we do 10 full breaths of in and out. 6, out, as we beat our arms firmly, as if they're almost like pushing down against water. 3 to go. I think this is our last one. Beautiful. Lowering the legs to the mat, resting the head down. You're going to reach your arms overhead. If your ribs pop up from the mat with your arms down, you can lift the hands just until those ribs are back in contact again. We take a breath here. As we exhale, we tuck our chin to chest, reach for our toes, roll ourselves up and over for our roll up. Inhale as you reach forward, expanding your back. Exhale, start to tuck your tail under first, and then bone by bone, we're trying to put our back flat on the mat. We take a breath in at the top. Exhale, up we come. This is quite a tricky exercise to have been put right at the beginning, which is why I suggested a little bit of a warm-up first. If you are still struggling to get up, because last time we practiced a roll back, a version of this you might like is to hold behind your knee, just one leg. You're still going to tuck your chin to chest and attempt to peel yourself up, but the weight of your leg will push you down. You'll then reach forward. You likely won't need your leg to get back again. And then to keep it even, you'll just hold the other leg, push the knee into the hands as much as you need and as little as you need, if that makes sense. So you do just enough to get up without taking away that element of challenge. Beautiful. From our roll up, we come into number 3, roll over. Our knees are bent for this one. So bring them to tabletop one at a time. Arms are nice and firm into the floor. Shoulders are nice and wide, so we've got a good base of support. Take a breath in to get ready. As you breathe out, tuck your bum under and roll so your knees are above your face. Take a breath in at the top, and then slowly, that's the trick, put yourself back on the mat the way you came. Take another breath to prepare. Roll yourself up. This is quite a long shape in the spine. I'm not really bringing my knees to my face. I'm almost trying to reach my hips up to the sky. And then I take my time on the way back down. A little test to see if you're holding yourself with your shoulders and not putting all your weight into the back of your neck is to roll yourself up and then just check you can tip your head side to side. If you can, you're all good. Most of that weight is in here. If you feel like there's a little too much pressure, rock yourself slightly further forward or reach your hips slightly higher up. That might take some pressure off for you. Come on down. You don't have to wait for as long as I did at the top. It just feels really good for me. One more here, if you're still going. Big breath at the top. That's why I prefer tighter clothing for Pilates, because it's just all in your face if you don't. From here, we're gonna do leg circles. So, lower one leg to the mat. You can either have it straight or bent. This top leg is as straight as you can get it, but a soft bend is also totally fine. Bring the leg across the body first, down, around, and up. Different teachers will do different variations of this exercise. I like to keep my hips relatively still and make my circles as big as I can without kind of flailing all over the place. But some people don't mind the hips swinging and will make it as big as possible and let those hips sway side to side like I'm doing now. So it's really just your preference, whether you want to work on trying to control or whether you want to work on trying to stretch that leg out. Lower it down, lift the other one. Across the body first, down, around, and out. Further out our arms are, the more support we have for them. The closer to our sides they are, the less support we have. So that's a way to either increase or decrease the challenge depending on what you feel like your body wants. Rotate, go the other way. And by rotate, I meant reverse. Around. I like to breathe in and then out to come up. In to go down, out to come up. I'll do one more of these. And then I'll lower the leg to the mat. Tuck my knees to my chest and roll myself up to my bottom. Make sure you've got plenty of space behind you because you're about to start rolling. Instead of being right up on our sit bones, we're kind of back on that flat spot right in front of your tailbone. Pick both feet up. Last week we probably had our hands behind our knees. We're going to try and go at the front of them this time. Eyes to thighs, feet to seat. So look at your legs, keep your feet tucked in. Take a breath as you roll to your shoulders. Breathe out, come back, try not to put the feet down. Inhale back, exhale up. Ribs and hips trying to get close together at the front of the body allows us a little bit more of a curve at the back to get back up again. And roll. 2 more. Last one. Pause here. Let go of one leg, stretch it forward. Take the opposite hand, put it on the knee that's curled closest, and the same side hand and put it on the shin. Slowly roll yourself into position, hugging your knee to your chest. This is a single leg stretch. We exhale and switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Good. Try and keep that height in the chest. Just 10, so I've got 2 and 1. Keeping ourselves here. Bring the second knee in. Hug them nice and close to you, trying to keep that height through the chest. Again, we're going to inhale, reach all of our limbs away. Exhale, circle our arms, grab the knees. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. I'm trying not to change the shape of my spine here as I do this. So I'm not allowing my shoulders to roll back, but I'm continuing to curl them forward. And the weight of my legs only goes as far away from me as I can handle without me needing to arch my lower back off the floor. So there's a little gap with my natural curves of my spine, but I'm holding it. Make this your last one. After double leg stretch, we come down. Spine stretch. Legs will reach out. We will roll to a sit. So roll ups will sneak in here all the time. And then we'll go spine stretch. So feet are about mat width or just past hip width apart. Some people will teach hands on knees, some people will teach hands on floor. I prefer mine out in front, your choice. Big inhale as you sit up as tall as you can on your bottom bones. Big exhale, chin to chest, peel yourself away from an imaginary wall, leaving your bottom on the floor. Big breath in the biggest curl you can make. Big breath out, stack back up. Sit tall. Reach forward. Big breath in. Big breath out. If you're not ready for hands up, you're welcome to slide along your shins. And you can kind of hang on when you get there for an extra stretch. Big breath in, big breath out. One of the things our bodies tend to do, especially if you've been in a sport or an art form where there's a lot of stretching involved, is we'll hinge from the hip and just fold to get a hamstring stretch. But the difference with Pilates is this particular exercise is more about the spine. So we're trying not to fold at the hip and to come out and over with the spine. From there, there's a way to get to the next exercise, which doesn't always work for me, but you can try and lift both feet up and catch them. If your body's not quite there, bring the knees in. Reach your hands down, holding on to your calf, your shin, your ankle, your foot, however long you can reach, depending on your flexibility. You're going to rock back off those sit bones, so you've got the flat spot that we found for open leg rock up. Reach one leg up, put it down. Opposite leg up, put it down. Up and down, up and down. This time when the leg comes up, we're going to hold it there and join the other one up. Down, down. Reverse which leg you lift. So I'll go left, right, left, right. One more each side. Right, left, right, left, and again on the other side. This time both feet up, stretch, and we hold. Nice straight arms. Okay, if your knees need to bend, if you can't keep all of your limbs straight, bend the legs, keep the arms straight. We're trying to reach our chest a little further forward, reach long out of the toes and long out of the head so we feel like we're getting taller and taller and taller, and then just pop the feet back down. I'm going to scoot a little forward because I happen to move somehow. We're going into something called corkscrew. So we roll to the mat. Arms are out at about a 45. Keeping the knees bent and squeezed together right above our hips. It's called corkscrew. So we're going to inhale and tip in one direction. Exhale, come back. Keeping the knees glued together so they're level. Inhale, tip. Your hip is going to reach right up and over. Your shoulders are going to stay down. And come back. Now we're going to touch the toes to the mat. Keeping the spine the same shape it's been. And back. Try another one. Tap the toes down. Come back. We're going to put those two things together for a corkscrew prep. Inhale the knees over to one side. Sweep them around to tap the toes. Over to the other side. Exhale them back to center. Inhale. Exhale back. You go one way and then reverse and come straight back. So we tip right. Sweep left and center. Tip left. Sweep right and center. Your body's kind of like a salt and pepper shaker. Or grinder, I should say. The top half is going to stay still while the bottom half turns. It's tricky. Keep those shoulders planted. Go within a range that your core can handle. Doesn't matter if your toes touch the mat or not. When I say core, I don't just mean abs. There's 4 layers of abdominals. They cover our front and our sides. A little bit of the back. Got back muscles as well that are part of that core. Beautiful. After corkscrew, we're going to roll to sit back up. Separate our legs out a little wider than mat or wherever you're comfortable and sit up tall. Anytime we're trying to sit right up on our bottom bones, a soft bend in the knee is fine. Arms are out at our T shape. This is sore. We're up to the 11th exercise. We're going to inhale. Exhale, reach for our foot. Inhale, sit back up. Exhale, turn around. Inhale, twist. Exhale, dive and reach. Inhale, sit. Exhale, return. I won't cue the breathing and we'll just go for it now. Trying to keep both bottom bones anchored to the mat. It's fine if you're not balanced on each side. I can always reach further to my right than I can to my left. So working towards trying to find evenness and balance without stressing about it too much. Last one to this side. Come back up. Sweep the legs together, roll onto your stomach. We're coming into swan. From here, hands are by our face, legs are close together, Pelvis is tucked under, belly is pulling away from the mat. Doesn't mean it's lifted, it's just trying to lift. We take a breath in to come up to about elbow height. We breathe out to press the floor away and reach the chest up. In, come halfway down, out all the way. I'll cue one more with breath, so it's in, and out, and in, and out. And then you'll just fire away at your own pace. Trying to make it nice and smooth so it doesn't feel all robotic and broken up in bits. We're lifting long out of the head, and we're trying to keep the curve in our back nice and even. It's pretty typical for the lower back to have more of an exaggeration of curve, which is why we're pulling our hips a little forward and our belly up to try and even. Go broad through the shoulders at the front of the body. Last one. Reach up, shoulders wide, enjoy the stretch. Have a little squeeze of the legs at the top, and then come on down. From here, we bring our elbows right under our shoulders. Hands can either be forward if that's where you're comfortable, or together in the center. That's my preference. You'll notice that if I relax, I've got quite an intense curve in my lower back, whereas if I tilt my tail down between my legs, I smooth it out a little bit. That's where we're going to stay. I can also have my shoulders up around my ears, or I can firmly push through my elbows, broaden my back, and I'm in a nice strong position that I feel comfortable in. From here, I'm going to point my toes on both feet, and I'm going to kick twice to my bottom and reach. Kick, kick, reach. Kick, kick, reach. And it kind of looks like it's just a leg exercise, but the whole time I'm thinking about supporting the center of my body with all of the muscles around it. And I'm trying to keep my shoulders and my ears as far from each other as I can. If that speed is feeling good, you'll switch to kick, kick, switch, kick, kick, switch, kick, kick if you want to make it harder. The foot that is down is actually not touching the floor, but it's hovering just above. 3, 2, 1, relax. Come down, tip your face to one side. Sweep your hands behind you. Hold onto your own hand if you can reach. If you can't, good time to grab a strap, a tea towel, anything that allows your hands to have some kind of connection without actually being able to touch each other. Totally fine. Squeeze your legs together if you can. Tilt the tailbone just that little bit for me. You're going to kick both feet to your bottom for 1, 2, 3. The legs will reach back out. The hands will reach behind you, and you'll elongate to lift the chest up and the hands up. Turn to the other side. Kick, 2, 3, reach. Different teachers teach this in different variations. You can either leave the feet down when you reach, or you can pick them up. I prefer picking them up. So we'll kick 1, 2, 3, reach. Almost like we're Supermaning. Kick 1, 2, 3, reach. I'll breathe out and in. Last one. And in. And then just back to the position. Perfect. Push back for a little rest. Just a counter stretch after we've arched our back in that direction to curl it back forward again. Not long, just a few breaths. And then we flip back onto our bottoms for neck pull. We're going to do the backwards portion of this because the upwards portion is quite difficult. We'll leave that for next week. So, linking our fingers together, holding on at the nape of the neck. Elbows are out in your peripheral. I want you to tuck just the slightest bit with your tailbone, which allows you to not have the normal natural curve of your back, which I can't access here anyway. So you're nice and long. From here, you're going to tilt back from the hip. And then when you can't hold it anymore, you're going to tuck your bottom under and roll to the mat. Let your hands go. Roll up normally. Reach right forward. Hands cross back behind your head with the elbows wide and then you'll rebuild the spine to straight. Hinge back as far as you can. Tuck under, roll back. Reach the arms. Roll up and forward. Fold the hands behind the head. Rebuild. We're just going to do one more. Hold that nice plank position of the body as long as you can. Roll to the floor. Let go. So next week we won't let go. Or next time, or whenever you're ready, you feel like you've got the hang of this one. And back to seated. From neck pull, we lie straight down on the mat for scissors and bicycle, which are 16 and 17. Sorry, I haven't been announcing the numbers, so we're just over halfway here. 16 and 17, high scissors and high bicycle. You've seen scissors before, just switching legs, and you've seen bicycle before, pedaling. We're going to take them above our head. Similar position we were in for our roll over. Bring the knees to a tabletop. Breathe out, roll yourself to your shoulders. Take your hands, support your back. Some people can hold on with a flat hand, fingers facing up, and weight in their elbows. For my body, that doesn't work because of the length of my arms, so I need to hold on around my hip bones with my fingers pointing in a little. From here, I'm going to extend my feet right up to the ceiling. I'm going to separate them, reaching my top foot forward, and then switch. Some days I come crashing down. The best way to bail out is to just take your hands away and roll back to the mat. Reach and reach. It's much easier to bring one foot over your face and one foot high than it is to reach the foot further away from you, but this is the foot we're focusing on. The one reaching away and stretching your hip flexor. One more, readjust the hands if you need it, that's totally fine, and then come back. Turn it into a bicycle. So the front knee then bends to pass through as the top leg straightens. Bends to come through as the top leg straightens. We're going in slow-mo. Keep it small if you need to. Bicycles above your face are fine. From here, reverse your bike. So, see if my brain will do it for me today. Bend the knee closest to you and reach it forward as the other leg sweeps back up high. Good, 3, 2, 1. From here, in your bicycle position, if you feel confident, let go, drop the foot. The other way to get down is to just lower yourself nicely. And then from there, push up, extend a foot. This is called shoulder bridge. We're going to do it though, marching instead, just to check that we know how to hold ourselves still, which is kind of the point of the exercise, while we move a limb up and down. So marching, we're in a nice strong plank, straight line, shoulder to knees, tucked under so that we're working equally and not favoring the back. All of our weight's going to gently pass to one foot. We'll lift the other one up. Set that foot down. Lift the other one up. If you can see your hips from where you lie, if you're a fairly flat-fronted person like I am, you can have a little squeeze and check that they're even. If you can't see, or if you just like to feel, pop your hands up there. Otherwise, you're just going to work on your proprioception, which is your awareness of where your body is in space, and we don't necessarily need our eyes or our hands for that. We just kind of get used to how it feels to move. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1. Roll it down. Woo, feels good. So, our next one is called a spine twist. We roll back to sitting. So legs out long, big breath in, big breath out. Up we come. I've come off my mat, so I'll readjust. From here, I'm going to keep my legs glued together and my feet flexed. I'm a little tight today, so a bend behind the knee helps me keep my back straight. My arms will be out to a T. Big breath in at the top. I'm going to turn and breathe out, breathe in. Kind of like a sprinkler in the summer in Australia. You'll hear the little sound as it gets to the back. So we're going to turn and pulse and return. Turn and pulse, return. The reason I like to leave my feet flexed and together is so that I've got some tactile feedback against my own foot, and I know whether my hips are swinging side to side or if I'm truly doing it all from the waist up, which is what we're aiming for. One more to each side. Come back to center. That was 19, spine twist. Here we go for 20, jackknife. We're going to use our hands for this while we train to take our hands away. So rolling back to the mat, nice and easy. Pick your feet up into tabletop. Straighten your legs. This is a straight leg variation of our roll over that we did, and also of having our feet right above our face like we did earlier. So we're going to roll, reach the legs, and then pop our hands behind our hips. From here, I'm going to try and quickly lift my legs to the ceiling, back down to my face, take my hands away and roll to the mat. You don't have to lower the legs, but you can. And then roll back, a little momentum catch with the hands, straighten up, come down, lower back. If it's still too much for you to do with a straight leg, bent is a good option. That would look a little more like this. Roll over, catch, feet towards your bottom, knees towards your face, roll back down, roll up, hands back, legs up, legs down, come back. If you're feeling really great and you don't want your hands, you can roll over, snap up, fold over, roll down. Lower the legs to the mat straight and turn straight onto one side. Ready for side kick. We would have had our head down last week, so we're going to rest our head on our bottom arm, looking up. We're making sure that we're even through both sides of the body. So it's pretty normal to kind of slouch into the mat. You're going to actively try and keep your body pretty straight here. Top hand down, bottom foot pressing into the mat, top foot up. We kick forward with a flex foot and point back with a straight leg. Flex, point. I'm very close to a coffee table. Make sure you've given yourself enough space. I may have to keep the flex in my foot so I don't kick the table. The aim of this one again is more what's not moving than what is moving. So we're going to try and hold the body still as the leg moves around in the socket. This is not one I excel at, so you'll see lots of wobbles. Good. Rest there. You can either roll straight to the other side, or you can do the fancy breakdance, spin around onto the other side, hand in hand, same side, length on each side of the body, foot up, ready to go. Flex it forward, point it back. You might see that I'm adding a little pulse here. You don't have to, but that's just something my body is used to from the training that I took. Forward and back, forward and back. Let's do 3 more. And stack that leg. I'm going to roll back to the position I was in. No need if you don't want to. We're going to roll down to our mat for a teaser. Teasers are tricky. There are lots of options with them. Some people's bodies love it with a straight leg. Some people struggle with that and need a bend. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's more about the articulation, so getting up, than it is the position that you hold at the top. We'll work on a few variations from here. So, knees are going to be bent in tabletop. Arms are going to be by our sides. We'll take a breath in. We'll use our breath out to help us roll up and balance on our tailbone. And then we'll use our breath out again to help us roll to the mat, leaving the legs there. If that feels easy, You can straighten the legs up. You can take a breath in and roll up. Hold that shape. Exhale, roll down. You can do it with arms overhead. You'll exhale. Try and hold, 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 and then come back down. There's also a variation where both the arms and the legs raise at the same time. I'll give it a go, but no promises, we're going to get there today. Big breath in to prepare the body, fill it with oxygen, big breath out. And we made it up. Inhale, hold it. We'll sit here for 3, 2, 1, and then you're just going to chuck your hands straight behind you, let your feet have a rest. We're up for a hip twist. If you didn't stay up that whole time, that's fine. I'll give you a second to get back up. Hip twist is another one of those ones that's tricky and it has multiple variations. We have elbows while we're training to sit tall. We have bent knees, less pressure on our core, trying to support the shape of the spine from moving. If that's too simple for you, you can try straightening the legs. They stay glued together. This is the same exercise as corkscrew. Whoop, too close to the coffee table. It's just lifted up. If that's feeling good, feel free to sit yourself back up to where your teaser was. Hands are back behind you. Fingers, for me, point kind of diagonally. Some people like them straight back. Some people like them to the side. I've seen the occasional person with fingers forward. Find the right shape for your wrists. Bring your legs up into a tabletop. Hold still, everything from around the belly button up. So rib cage, straight forward. Legs, twist, circle, return. Twist, use your breath out to help you with the hard part, circle, return. I'm trying to keep my legs glued and they're trying to run away. And back. If you're managing that, you can go straight leg. That's not for me today, so I'm just going to continue to try and hold my chest forward. As I tip my hips, it's more about the hips than it is about the legs. So can I tip onto one hip, back to my bottom, off to my other hip, and back. Perfect. Feet down, straight legs, we'll roll to the mat, and then we will flip over. There's kind of no graceful way to do that transition that I've discovered yet. Straight into swimming. So arms are out, legs are out. We are going to, again, tuck the tail under, pull the belly toward the spine, hover the legs, hover the arms, hover the face, alternate arm and leg. Oh, there we go. Are gonna lift higher, a little bit of a brain teaser for you. There's a nice long curve in our back here, and then we can pick a speed. If slow is for you, stay there. If you want to challenge yourself, try and speed it up. You can go as fast as you like. Holding that shape. Arms and legs move for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. Quick push back for that counter stretch that we like. And then straight into leg pull, front and back. Front is first. So we're in a plank. Find your spot on the mat. Wide fingers pointing straight forward. Broad shoulders. Chest is hovered up in between those shoulder joints. Take a toe back. Then the other one. Straight line from head to toe. All of our weight gently rocks into one foot. Point the other toe. 5 little lifts and lowers here. Trying again to hold the shape of that spine while the limb is off doing its thing. So lift, lower, lift, lower. It doesn't have to be high. And then set it back down. Stay up if you can, take a break if you need. Point the toes, keep the other foot flexed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can transition however you like to sit on your bottom. We're getting so close. Leg pulled back is number 26. I'm running out of breath. We're going to do a prep version because it's a little tricky to do a full version. So we got options. We'll build again. We can either push ourselves up into this little other table we can make and stay here. You've got a marching option. We've got a full leg option. Or if you think you can hold more than that, come into your straight leg version and just tuck your knee to your chest. Those are your options. I'll go straight leg, bent knee. And I'm going to do 5 on one side. So pushing up, again trying to have a straight line, shoulder to heel. We're going to go in for 2, 3, 4, last one, 5. Take a break in the middle if you need. Stay up if you can. Keep squeezing your cheeks underneath. Keep pushing your chest up nice and high. 5 on this leg. 5, 4, 3, hips even, 2, and 1. Ooh, lower yourself down. We've got a side version now, side plank. So, we are going to either come down to an elbow and push up, or if you're comfortable, you're gonna have a hand out. Feet are flat. Sorry, no they're not. They're side by side. You can stack them, but unstacking them is a little bit more simple. Hand out just past the shoulder so you've got somewhere to go. Top knee points up. We breathe out and press into a side plank. Sit back down. We'll do 4 more. Trying to make yourself a nice straight line again. Head to toe. Making sure that shoulder is nice and distant from that ear. So we're really supported from the underneath side. You can feel the whole bottom side of your body kicking in. 1 more here. And then if you want to, you can just roll straight to the other side. But I'm going to sit and do it so I'm still facing you. Hands slightly out from shoulder. Line ourselves up, so hand, hip, feet all in relatively straight line. Other arm can do whatever it wants. We breathe out to press up. Breathe in to come down. Something that helps me is to put more of my weight in this top leg, the front foot. That way I don't have any kind of niggles in the bottom knee if I'm putting too much sideways pressure into it. 2 more to go. And down. Beautiful. Side plank was 28. I skipped 27, so we're going to go back. It's side kick kneeling. Side kick kneeling starts up high. A foot comes out. Arms go to a T. And we tip. Traditionally, we'll be kicking this leg straight forward and back. But for a little prep, we're going to bend the knee in at the same height as the hip and take it out. Have a look back. Check that your foot hasn't gone higher or lower than your knee as you come in and out. Trying to stay nice and stacked. 2 more. Lower the leg down, push yourself up, bring that knee in. Out goes the other one. You know you're working hard when you've lost your ponytail. Tip to the side. Trying to keep hip, knee, shoulder and wrist all lined up. In and out. Keep it high. A little harder on the second side when you're a bit fatigued already. 3, 2, 1. Tilt. Come back down. And then sit. So side kick kneeling is 27. Side plank, which we've already done, or side bend I should say, is 28. 29 is boomerang. We're getting close. These rolling exercises mean that the end is inside. So, boomerang is typically done with straight legs. We're going to use bent knees for the time being. We'll cross our ankles and start in a little spine stretch position. Take a big breath in here. Breathe out, roll to your back like you're going to roll like a ball. Bend your knees into your chest. Back over your face. Switch legs at the top. Roll back down, straighten them out, and reach Breathe in, breathe out. Knees will help us roll. Switch which foot's on top. See if you can hit that middle teaser. Reach the legs and forward. We'll speed it up. If it's feeling really good, why not try it with straight legs? If bent is enough for you to handle today, then stick with it. I'll do my last two with straight legs so we can see what it looks like. So they lift straight up and over. So to change the legs at the top, roll through, try and hit a balance. Spine stretch over, and then back. You'll notice some shapes. Teaser, roll over, another teaser, and then a spine stretch that you recognize from before. Keeping your bottom where it is, pull your feet together, uncross them. Reach between the gap in your knees, hold onto your feet. I'm going to clap your feet for seal. 1, 2, 3. We roll back if we've got time. 1, 2, 3. And up. 1, 2, 3. Keep your chin tucked in. Hopefully that way we stay off the neck. Not the end of the world if you land on it, but we're aiming for shoulders. Use the inside of your legs to move the feet. If you want to test if you're doing it, take your hands away and see if you can still do it. Beautiful. Stay at the top for me. Crab is crossing the ankles like we're sitting cross-legged and holding on around the outside of the top of the feet. I'm going to wiggle back. From here, we roll back. When we're back here, it's another switch and roll up. You can roll to put your head down, but I'm saving that for next week. Roll back, push the knees out and in, to catch the feet. Sometimes you don't make it all the way up, that's alright, try again. Roll back, push out, push in, and up. Roll back, push out, push in, and up. Last one. Roll back, push out, push in, and up. That's crab. So 29, 30, 31 are our rolling exercise. Boomerang, seal, and crab. We're going into rocking prep here. So flipping back onto our belly. 3 to go. We're going to reach back for one foot and hold the ankle right near our glute. Reach back for the other one, hold the other ankle. Pop your head down for the moment. You're going to want to push that pelvis down so you can stretch out your hip flexors and your quads, so the whole front of your hip and thigh. Just chill here for a second. Letting your chest kind of roll open. So opposite way after all the rolling. And you're going to take a big breath in for me. As you breathe in, push your feet into your hands and allow them to lift your chest up. Your knees might lift a little higher. Come back down. Inhale, push up. Look forward and let your chest stretch. Come back down. Come up. Look a little higher. And down. 2 to go. If it's a little bit tender on the knees, less range, or go wider with the knees. Last one. Up and hold. We're just going to sit here for a second. If you breathe in really deep, you might find that you rock a little bit back. That's our clue for next week. And then come on down. We don't have to counter stretch because we're about to do it anyway. Rolling onto your back, number 33. Control balance. We're going to go hands-on version like we did for jackknife. So we've got a little security blanket for this week, which we'll take away later. So, legs are going to reach up to the ceiling. Bring them into tabletop first, straighten them. From here, roll yourself over into your rollover shape. Hands are back behind your hips like we did for high bicycle and high scissors. You're going to push both feet up to the ceiling like a jackknife and then keep it there. From here, lower one foot towards your face. Keep the other one reaching up nice and high, don't let it come with. And then up. Slow and steady. Reach down. It's okay if the toe doesn't come to the floor or anywhere near your face. So this is the best you can do with the hamstrings that you've got. Totally fine. Hopefully by the end of the workout you've loosened up a little though. the reason they put it right at the end. If you're feeling brave, chuck your arms down, try and keep pushing up through the shoulders, and reach, and up, and reach, and up. Whoop, nearly went over, and reach, and up, and then to come out of it, I'm just going to bend my knees to my face and put myself back on the floor. While I've got you, I'll teach you a little trick for if you need to go backwards. If your legs have taken you too far, there's a way to get over your shoulder that's safe by tipping your neck out of the way. So, see if I can remember which is my good side. Arms will be by your side. Roll your knees over, and then if I tip my ear to my shoulder on the left, my knees can pop straight over and I'm up. So if we ever get stuck, it's a great way to bail out. Take it easy the first few times you give it a try, and just make sure your head is out of the way. Final one, 34. We've made it to push up. So, standing at the back of our mat, center of our ankles, knees, and hips are all in a straight line. We take a breath, reach for the ceiling with the top of our head, and then let it all go as we curl forward. Rounding the spine, reach the hands for the floor. When you find the floor, 1, 2, 3 big steps forward. Lower yourself to the mat. Use your knees if you need to get back up. 1, 2, 3, walk in. Leave your bum above your knees, knees above your ankles. Belly pulls in to restack us up. 2 to go. Chin to chest, roll it forward. Try to keep your hips stacked right above your feet. Reach out, find the floor. 1, 2, 3. Lower down. Knees if you need them to come back up. And then stack straight. Pop your hands by your ears if you want it to be a little bit trickier. Last one. Get rid of all that air as you curve the ribs forward. Hands hit the floor. 1, 2, 3. Chest down. Knees if you need them. Dangle at the bottom of this one for just a second. Let yourself have a little sway side to side. And then from here, tuck under, roll up. And that's it. There's your original repertoire 1 to 34 in almost the right order. Hopefully next time for our advanced version we will get them in the correct order.